have a wonderful person here, somebody who's very, very successful in the music business, and this is Destenee, and we actually had a little interview happen the other night, and somehow it's going to be part of the long-lost archive, so we're going to redo it and try and recapture the magic, which is why I'm here, and why Jeff and Sarah are just admiring the art. On the other side here, Destenee, it's been tremendous whirlwind this past couple of months, getting to know you, getting to know your music, and tell us what's exciting, what's the most exciting thing going on in your world?
Thank you. Well, I mean, there's so many amazing, exciting things, including being here tonight and hanging out with you is always exciting, for one. But I'm very excited. I have a new song out right now. It's called Illuminate. It's the first single off of my new album. And I just found out we moved up to number 11 on Billboard's single sales charts. So I'm really excited. All the excitement and the hype behind the song growing, and it's super exciting. It's just it's the first single off of my new album, which is called The Flight of the Dove, that I put in a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of emotional energy to create a project that's something that I would like to say is magical and a reflection of all the things I've gone through in my life recently.
Very well. Congratulations, number 11 on the Billboard charts. That's fantastic. And Destenee, I've had the good fortune of working with some of our contacts in the music business and sharing some of Destinee's music with them and music videos, and it's just tremendous. It's very unique. Can you explain real quick what the type of music and what's unique about it?
Okay, well, I do EDM music, which is electronic dance music, and I'm actually a writer and a producer. I produce all my own music. I also engineer and I DJ and perform and all of that spiel. And what I could say to describe my music, kind of what makes it stand out, is I like very, very dramatic music. I like music that takes you on a journey, that makes you feel like you want to cry and makes you feel like you want to dance. That I always say that I enjoy kind of, I call it schizophrenic music, but music that has so many different dynamics and emotion to it. So when you listen to all my songs, you're sure to listen to something that's very dramatic, that takes you on a ride. I blended a combination of electronic as in like synths, and then I put in a lot of live instrumentation, live guitars, very pretty vocal melodies on top, and try to create something unique.
That's fantastic. And you're a singer, songwriter, choreographer, DJ, music producer. That's just tremendous. And where do we find out about you, Destenee?
You can check me out at destenee.com. That's DESTENEE.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all at Destenee Music.
Right, fantastic. And as you know, Destenee, our whole theme with our show, Hollywood CEO, is kind of, Tony Robbins meets Access Hollywood, and trying to get the inspiration and motivation for people out there. You've obviously, at a very young age, you're very well accomplished, and I believe going to the stratosphere, which is exciting. But maybe you can just share a challenge or two that you've had to go through, and what you think the key was in getting through those challenges.
Okay, well, one challenge that I could say I experienced, and that a lot of other artists I would say experience, is the fact of kind of embracing who you are and not being afraid to kind of stand away from the crowd. I always say something that's kind of interesting is, as artists, we're doing music or art for people. Like, we're creating something that, we hope we can connect and relate with other people and help other people along their journey. And there's this weird thing where you're trying to do music for people, but at the same time you want your music or your art to be an accurate reflection of who you are. So it's a constant battle for any artist, trying to embrace who you are while at the same time making other people happy. And one thing that I learned at the end of the day is that you can only really make yourself happy and focus on your fans. I'll tell the story again that I had told the other day that I guess was lost in the archives. But I have a very good friend of mine named John Barnes, and he was a music producer for Michael Jackson for many years, and he did a bunch of songs on like all his really big hit albums. And he told me the story. Oh shoot, Small World, my gosh. Sorry.
That's not him.
No, that would be weird. No, that's
There's like 2,000 people here, so that you never know who's gonna walk by that you know.
I know, that's just a friend of mine. Anyways, pretty much, John told me that, you know, Michael Jackson's top-selling album of all time was Thriller, which sold 40 million copies. Now, if you take the population of the entire world, that's over 6 billion people on the earth, right? But let's say just in America, there's 400 million people. So let's say that those 40 million albums that were sold just in America, which it isn't, it's the whole world. You're saying that the top-selling album sold 1 out of 10 people liked it enough to buy it, and that's the top-selling album of all time. And if you take that as far as the whole scheme of the world, you're saying 1 out of like, you guys have a calculator, you can do the math, but it's something like 1 out of 500 people liked Michael Jackson enough to buy him. And pretty much what I learned is that the vast majority of people are not gonna see what you see. They're not gonna believe in you, or they're gonna think that they're just not gonna be part. They're not gonna want to be part of it. And you can't focus on making everyone happy, but you have to focus on the people that do support you, that do believe in you, and those are your true fans. And when you think about it, you just need, if you can get 1 out of 100 people to believe in what you're doing or support your idea or support your music or art or whatever it is, you'll be the most successful person probably in the history of the world, and that's 1 out of 100 people on earth. So I would say as an artist, I just learn, you know, a challenge we all face is just trying to please people, but at the end of the day, just focus on the people that get what you're doing and, you know, move forward in that direction.
Sure, I think a couple of really important themes and things. These themes are recurring themes that keep coming up with these interviews that we are holding with Hollywood CEO. First of all, be yourself, be true to yourself, do your thing. You don't want to be the best somebody else. You want to be the best you that you can be. You know, as Destenee has said, you know, law of averages. You know, Michael Jackson, top-selling album in the history of music. You know, it's 1 out of hundreds that actually bought it, and that's the top. That's the top of the top of the game. So if you you know, stay true to yourself, and again, you also talked about the balance between you know, doing your thing, and also you have fans out there that you want to please. That it's a constant balance that we always have to.
I always say too, as an artist, I feel like you can't really be sane because it's a complete contradiction. Because it really doesn't make sense. Because you're expressing yourself, but in order to be successful, you know, people have to get what you're doing. So if you're kind of crazy, it's okay. That means you're like a true artist, because it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't at all.
Well, really, what's sane and what's insane, you know, that's a whole nother, we get to talk for an hour just on that. So,
I know, right?
But congratulations on everything that's going on, and much success in the future. And you guys will be, during this segment, after, not during, but after this segment and prior to this segment, you guys are going to see some music videos from Destenee, and you're really going to enjoy it. And hopefully we can have, you know, we're working on a collaboration where you come perform at some of our events. What do you think about that?
Definitely, I would love to.
All right, great. Well, you heard it here.